Global sea level rise is one of the most distinctive indicators of changes in our climate, and the sea has already risen nearly 1 foot just in the past century. Now, NASA, in collaboration with NOAA and European partners, is launching the first of 2 satellites that will continue measuring sea level rise through the year 2030. The Sentinel-6 Michael Frelich Satellite, as it's called, will add to nearly 30 years of sea level records that we have, and it'll help answer vital climate questions. Today, we're thrilled to be joined by NASA Jet Propulsion Lab research scientist Ben Hamlington to talk to us live about the mission. Ben, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we know that there are 2 causes of sea level rise from climate change. One is obviously from ice melt, but then the other is that the water actually expands as it heats up. Why is it so important to monitor the sea levels as the climate changes?
Yeah, so sea level really gives us a good indicator of the broader climate system and how climate is changing. So you already just mentioned the 2 biggest ways. So you have ice melt and then thermal expansion that results from global warming. So it's actually incredible. The ocean absorbs about 90% of the heat that's trapped in our atmosphere because of global warming. So this sea level rise and change is really a leading indicator of how our climate is changing.
Are so closely tied to our atmosphere, as you said. Now tell our viewers, this satellite is so cool. It's so sensitive to sea level changes. How little of changes are you able to detect, and how are you guys able to do that from so far away in space?
Yeah, it's really an incredible measurement, but it's actually a pretty simple concept of how it does it. So we're with about 1,000 miles up on orbit, we're able to measure the height of the ocean to about an inch accuracy, so about the size of a quarter, which I think is pretty incredible. But again, it's a pretty simple concept. So the satellite sends a radar pulse down to the ocean, and then it measures the time it takes for that pulse to get back to the satellite. So by measuring that time and then knowing exactly where the satellite is in space above the Earth, we can get a really precise measurement of the height of the ocean. So just as an analog, how a policeman uses a radar gun to track the speed of your car, the underlying concept is really not that different from that.
And Ben, these measurements can actually help improve weather forecasts here in Texas, including the track and evolution of hurricanes.
Right. So sea level is really an indicator of how warm the ocean is. So when the ocean is warm, sea level is higher. So as hurricanes move over higher sea level, then certainly you can understand a little bit how it's going to develop. And also this information that the satellite's collecting, there's a new instrument on the Sentinel-6 Michael Frelich that allows us to collect humidity and temperature measurements in the atmosphere. So again, this is something that can be used along with our sea level measurements to improve weather forecasts and hurricane forecasting.
Multi-purpose. Well, as we wrap up here, Ben, tell our viewers what your role is on the mission, and I'm also curious what you're most excited about.
And I'm really excited about this because it's a mission about the Earth, right? So it has the sea level and changes that are going to occur in the future have direct consequences for how we live. So being able to send up this satellite and improve that understanding of the ocean that could ultimately impact our lives is something that really excites me and something I'm looking forward to doing with this new satellite.
Ben Hamlington with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Thank you so much for your time, Ben, and good luck this weekend.
All right, thanks a lot.